Today, I feel like the Tasmanian devil. But you know what? Some RV manufacturers and some RV dealerships are going to absolutely love this video. Why? Because I'm going to reveal my top 5 best pull behind toy haulers for year model 2026. This will not include fifth wheel toy haulers. That's a separate list. I'll tell you towards the end of the video how to get to that. Now, as always, the list is fluid. The list is fluid. So if they start screwing up, maybe the list might have to change. Welcome to HB RV Lifestyle, the podcast. I'm the host, John Levingston, aka the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as some other things. Kicking us off at number 5 is Coachman Adrenaline. Now, most folks have never heard of this brand, but this brand has been around a while, but it's been through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of weird changes. But for year model 2026, I think they finally put it together. If you look at the lineup, they have 3 floor plans that fit the Razor Pro R. We're talking about the 4-seater. So they got enough cargo area lengthwise and widthwise, even with a slide out, to bring that monster in there. 4-seat Can-Am X3. Now, they do have a few floor plans that are not going to fit that stuff. They have some stuff in there that's going to be more for your traditional golf cart, quads, dirt bikes, things of that nature. But the lineup looks good. It's very basic. It's very simple. There's not 13 different floor plans. If I looked correctly, there's 7. So it makes the options very easy. At the same time, if you go look and actually dive into the tank sizes, you start looking at the options they're starting to offer for those things, you're going to feel like, oh my God, they finally have the West Coast or the Desert Rat in mind. So make sure you check them out. But they're not the best. Sorry, they're far from the best. But coming in at number 4 is a company that I gotta just say I'm sorry to those that own side-by-sides, but I gotta bring Intech RV into this list. They make a great toy hauler. But I'm sorry to those that have 4-seat side-by-sides. They don't make floor plans that fit them. They are geared towards a golf cart, kayak, quads, dirt bikes, Harley Davidson. They're geared to people that are more adventure campers out in the middle of the wilderness, not the guy that owns the $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 side by side. But they are so well built because in their travel trailer and cargo trailer lineup, they are literally they're top of the food chain. Like, they compete with Airstream, and I would take an Intech RV over a Airstream any day of the week. So I had to put them on this list at number 4. Number 3 may actually be a little controversial because I put their big brother on the worst fifth wheel toy hauler list. Spoiler alert. But I got to put Forest River Shockwave and Forest River Stealth / Forest River Sandstorm, all 3 are the same coach, into the best category. Indiana built stuff generally does not have the West Coast in mind. And ever since Forest River shut down the California plant, it's done nothing but go downhill. But whoever is putting the brakes on changes to the Shockwave, Sandstorm, and Stealth, give them credit where credit's due. They are realizing at that plant that if you do not fit the Razor Pro R, the big 15-foot side-by-side that's 78 inches wide, you're not even getting your foot in the door with a toy hauler customer. They may not have that toy yet. They might have an old Razor. They might have an older Rhino. They may have the motorcycles, the dirt bikes, the quads, but every one of these guys do not want to buy another toy hauler. They don't want to go and have to sell the old one to get a new one. They want to buy one that is going to fit all their needs for the next 10, 12 years, including the upgrades they're going to do. So I got to give them credit where credit's due. They've been doing a good job, but they are far from the best, okay? And actually, number 2 is going to be very controversial because they're not very well known. I met the owner 2 years ago and I was super impressed. And now I'm even more impressed as I've actually seen the product come along, and that's iRock. Now, if you have not heard of iRock, it's built on the West Coast. Folks on the East Coast, I feel so bad for you because this toy hauler, literally, you could put a hot rod in it. Like, there's no joke. Like, the weight, the width, the length, you do not have to worry whether your toy is going to fit in this toy hauler, period. The chassis is really well built. It's not a Lippert chassis, a BAL chassis, an NXG chassis. This guy builds and welds the frames himself. He builds the sidewalls. This is not a lightweight toy hauler. So if you got a half-ton truck, you're probably out of the market for this toy hauler. If you're looking for a toy hauler under 50 grand, you're probably out of the market for this toy hauler. It's really well built. It's not going to fall apart. The guy has the desert in mind and the big cars, the big Jeeps, the big rock crawlers. He has this in mind. And to me, that is what a toy hauler is all about. I don't care if you live in Florida, New York, BFE Canada, BFE Southern California. I don't care where you're at. That is what toy hauler is all about. But they are not the best. And I'm sorry to everyone else, but number one hasn't changed in 3 bloody years, and that's Genesis Supreme RV. Pablo builds now a small toy hauler that fits the Razor Pro R. Sorry, guys, he's the only guy doing it. He's the only guy that's building a true half-ton towable toy hauler that fits all the 4-seat side-by-sides. He's the only guy in the industry where every single floor plan built fits the biggest toy on the market right now. Period. On top of that, the quality's getting better. They're putting more stuff into it. Auto level systems, inverters, more solar. They're trying to figure out, spoiler alert, they are trying to figure out a way to get the generator out of the toy hauler so you can run your AC and everything else without having to put fuel for the generator. I don't know if that's really going to happen because realistically, the actual cost of doing that right now in today's date is astronomical. I've talked about that in another video, and there's no guarantees. But let me tell you, Pablo is the most innovative guy in the industry, and you can't convince me otherwise until you actually prove it out there. Now, for the fifth wheel toy haulers in the top right-hand corner of this video, that's where the fifth wheel toy hauler for the best is. Until next time, remember that RV stands for toolkit and sense of humor.